Some of you guys have been confused on how I created that code for the Kessel moving the disks around. So here's a video that shows you step by step how I created my piece of the code so that you can see. You still need to, I'm just showing you how to move a green puck, and so you need to figure out how to move a blue puck and a red puck to complete the level 1 of the assignment, but hopefully showing you how I did each step of the green puck will help you get started, okay? Please let me know if you need some more help even after watching this. All right, one thing that's really helpful to know here is that each of the blocks on the grid are going to be 200 millimeters by 200 millimeters. All the sides are 200 by 200. So that'll help you figure out how far your robot needs to drive. The other thing that I want to show you guys is a little bit about, where did it go? Here it is. No? Yeah, too many windows. A little bit about the actual robot itself. So here are the different parts of it. You guys know it has a pen. You've seen the pen a lot. And then it has two eyes. It has one eye that looks out the front. That's your front eye and distance sensor. It has a down eye, and that's the one we're going to be using today. It also has this electromagnet so that it can pick up the discs and drop them. Then you've got wheels. It's got these little bumpers. We're not going to worry about that part today. Okay. So let me show you guys how we're going to get started. Okay. Very first thing, please make sure that you have the correct playground open. So we should be opening the disk transport playground. So it should automatically open to grid map or one of the other ones probably, but you need to make sure that you open up disk transport. Okay. And then notice, let's go ahead and open this up and let's talk about a plan. Okay, how are we going to do this? I'm going to show you just how to move a green disk into the goal zone. Okay, so first, if I'm going to get that green disk, I'm going to have to go forward. So to figure out how far I'm going to go forward, remember that each square is 200 millimeters. So that would be 200, 400, 600, and then halfway 700. So I'm going to go forward 700 millimeters. And then I need to turn right so that I can go towards this puck because my robot can't slide to the right. And then it's going to need to go forward again. So we can say that it needs to go forward if it's sitting right here. It would go 200 and then maybe like 300. The other thing that we can do is we can have it move forward until it sees green. So remember, it has those eyes that are color sensing, so it can actually just move forward until it sees a green dot, and so I'll show you guys how to do that. Then we're going to pick up the puck, so we're going to use the magnet to pick it up. Then we need to reverse, and if we're going to be reversing, it might help us to just reverse until we get back to this location on the grid, which in the X direction is 0 millimeters. So we can reverse to X equals 0 millimeters. Then we can turn right so that we can go back to where we started. We drove 700 millimeters up, so we can drive 700 millimeters back. So move forward 700 millimeters now that we're facing backwards. That should have been turn left, not turn 8. I don't know what I was doing there. So then it'll be facing backwards. So it'll turn left so that it can go forward towards the green spot. And so then it really just needs to go forward 200, 400, 600, we'll say 800 millimeters. then it'll drop the puck, and then it needs to reverse, and it would probably be helpful for it to go back to its original position, so then we can do reverse until x equals 0 millimeters again. And then we can even have it turn to the, let's see, that would be the left 90 degrees. So then it's ready to go for picking up the blue puck and delivering it over here, and then picking up a red puck and delivering it over here. Okay, so now let's break down exactly how to do all of that. So our first step is to move forward 700 millimeters. So where you're going to find a move forward is right over here. We want to drive forward for a certain distance, and so you're going to be plugging that in. And then forward is good. We can either go forward or reverse. So forward is good. And then we need to go forward for a certain distance, so that's the 700 millimeters. Okay. The next thing that I need to do is to turn right. And so what I can do is I can just use this turn right button here, but I want to show you what happens if I do that. Turning right forever! That's not helpful. We need to just turn right for a particular amount of time. What you can do is you can come down to control and wait for a certain amount of time, but then you have to figure out, okay, how much time does it take? Let's not mess with that. Let's just have it turn right. So we're going to turn right for 90 degrees. Boom. Easy peasy. You can specify however many degrees you want, but we really just need it to turn for 90 degrees. And then we want it to go forward after that. So I'm going to just delete that because I already have this piece here. And then the next step, what we can do is we could figure out how far forward this robot needs to go in order to get to that puck. It looks like maybe it's like 250 or maybe more like 200, 300, something like that. But since it has a special sensor, what we can do is we can actually put together this little piece of code here. We can have it drive forward and keep going until its down eye detects green. So here's how you make this piece of code. Go to Control, and then it's actually all the way down here. You might have to scroll down a bit to find it. We want Wait Until. Grab that, bring it out, and then we need something to put in this box. What we're looking for is a sensor reading. So that means you're going to go over here to Sensing. And here I do need you to scroll down a little bit to where it says Eye Sensing. And so we can see, is it near an object? Is it detecting a color? Is it detecting a brightness? And so what we need is detecting a color when it detects green. So you're going to grab this middle one, and then you put it into that little spot there. Then click the drop-down arrow, click down eye to change it, and then we're going to have it detect green, because that's the color puck that we're going for. Go ahead and get rid of this extra one. After that, once we get to that spot, I'm going to go ahead and have it stop driving. And let me just demonstrate for you how that works. Boop. Going forward 700, turning right, and then we go forward and it stops once it gets up to that green object. Okay, so now we've moved forward until it sees green. Next thing that we're going to do is pick up that puck, and to do that what you need is to use your magnet. And here is where you find the magnet stuff, and there's just the one piece of code, and the only thing that you can do with the magnet, that's the only option there. There may be more sensors that are coming in the future. Otherwise, I don't know why they have a drop-down arrow. And then you can either boost it, which means pick it up, or you can drop, release. Okay, so for this next piece, I don't need well, here, I'll just get rid of this one. Then I'm going to show you, once we do that, we want to reverse, but we want to reverse to a very specific position. Now, what you can do, because you can see its position right now in the x direction, this is 0 here, and it's saying that this is 240 millimeters over to the right, positive 240. And so we could just have it reverse for 240 millimeters and get back to our spot. But I'm going to show you guys how to do this with a wait until command instead. So we want it to reverse until it gets back to that 0 position. So let's try that out. So we're going to drive reverse, and we're going to wait until, and then we need to use our position. So if you go back to sensing and then you scroll down, you can find location sensing position, but that doesn't fit in there. And that's because we need to have it compare the position to something. So I'll just leave that out there for a second, and I'll go down to my operators instead. These are the shapes that you can use. So we need our position to be equal to 0. So this operator has an equal to, so I can use that, slide that in, put in my position, and then I can make that a 0. So let's see what happens when we run that. Well, let's have it reverse and then stop driving. Well, actually, it should just stop driving if I do that. Let's try it out. Here we go. Revert. Play. What happens? And dun, 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 dun. It reversed. It just keeps going. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Let's try making it stop when it gets to 0. Let's try that. Oop, that's not fun. Okay. Okay. Go. Pick up your book. Right and stop. Okay. You guys might have noticed that when the object is moving, these numbers are going really, really, really fast. And so it's never going to get exactly on 0. So what we can do instead is a different program. I did wait until the position is less than 5 millimeters. And you get this all in the exact same place for your operators. Instead of grabbing the equal to, I just grabbed the less than. Okay? So when it's less than, then we're going to turn right for 90 degrees. Let's try that. Oop. There we go. Boom. Easy peasy. Okay. Now, we have turned so that we can go to back where we came from. That was 700 millimeters, so we can just go ahead and drive forward 700 millimeters. You can actually, if you two-finger click on that block, duplicate. Oh, God, that was the whole thing. Ew, I don't want to do that. Nope. And oh, there's more things there. Okay, let's just get rid of all that junk. Let's drive forward for 700 millimeters, or you could have just as easily gone back up to drivetrain and grabbed that and changed it to 700. But now we need to turn left, and let's go ahead and just turn left for 90 degrees. So I'm going to grab this guy, turn right for 90 degrees, and just change it so it says left. Done. Once we've turned left, now we need to move forward, and we said that we were going to move forward for 800 millimeters. So drive forward, boom, 800, boom, And then finally, we need to drop the puck. That's back over to magnet. And now we need the magnet, instead of to boost, we need it to drop. And then once you drop the puck, we're going to reverse until we get back to that 0 degree position. And so that's where it will be helpful to have this particular block. So let's duplicate that one and put it down here. And then we might as well turn 90 degrees to the right so that we're ready to go for the next picking up of objects. So let me go ahead and run. This should be the full program of picking up a green puck and putting it in the green square. Why didn't you reverse? Oh, I forgot to tell it to reverse. Whoops. Yeah, it's stuck here. It's like, I'm never gonna reach this. Never gonna be less. So that's why it's glowing there. It's not a good situation. So let's go ahead and plug in a drive forward right here. Make that reverse. Oops. Okay. On with it, please. Oh, wrong direction. Replay. Dun, da, 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 da. Okay, there we go. It's done. All right. If you can follow me doing that, you should be able to figure out how to get one of these blue ones. It doesn't matter which one. And one of these red ones. Again, doesn't matter which one. And they need to end up in these boxes, and I need to be able to see that they actually drop the pucks. So the robot does need to be moved back off. But you just need to get one of those colors in each of those boxes, and that's the basic level for this challenge for the week. All right, I know that was a long video, but hopefully it was useful.